happening, everyone? Welcome back to another video. So it's about 8 o'clock in the morning at the moment, and we're out here at Somerset Dam here in southeast Queensland. Now, this dam is not only infamous for the boating and jet skiing that it has to offer, there are also some really big fish and red claw crayfish in here. Now, what red claw crayfish are is they're an introduced species into this dam, and although they are a pest, they do taste really good. And what I'm gonna do is I've actually got some yabbie pots. I've chucked some rock melon and dog food in them. We'll just cut it up just like that. And throughout this video, I'm gonna be looking for a couple different species of rare animals as well, getting them up close to the camera and teaching you a bit about them. It's a pretty bulletproof plan if you ask me, but I say we get straight into it, set these pots up, because the more time that they have in the water, the more chance we have of getting a big crayfish. This looks like quite a nice spot just up here. Might even chuck two there, one next to that tree. Drop our first pot. Second pot, just down there. And we'll put our third pot a bit deeper just to see where these crayfish are actually hiding. If we get a couple in this pot, I'll move them all to a bit deeper. And the final pot, we'll just chuck it out like that. Leave them for a couple of hours, just hopefully they get a couple big crayfish. And yeah, go home and cook them up. We've been cruising around for about an hour, so I'm just going to check the pots. If not, then I'm going to head to a different location and do some other stuff. Leave these here overnight. Come on, surely. It's not looking good. Might have to leave them here overnight or something. All right, so even though we didn't get any crayfish in the crab pots just yet, I'm gonna leave them here overnight, go on a bit of an adventure today, come back tomorrow morning, and hopefully we've got some big crays that we can cook up tomorrow. But pretty much the plan now is I'm gonna head back up to the sunny coast, put the kayak on the roof, get back up there, and try find some really cool species in an ancient river system not too far from my house. So I'll see you guys then. Right, so I've just been walking up this creek. Just in front of me here, I've just spotted a really endangered species known as the Mary River turtle. Here, we'll try to come over to him. He's actually so chill right now. Now, the reason why this species is so rare is because they're only found in this creek system right here and the creeks that lead out of it. So that's why we need to protect this species. Don't try to target turtles or anything like that on fishing rods. If you get a hook caught in their throat, that's it for the turtle. They'll find it a lot harder for themselves to catch food, eat, and eventually that'll lead to them starving to death, and we don't want that. Now, the reason why I don't think he's going anywhere at the moment is because we're in a little closed pool right here. He cannot go anywhere. He knows that I'm a lot bigger than him, and he's hoping to use that shell as a defense mechanism. Now, in this river right here, the reason why these turtles get so big, these are one of the biggest turtles we have here in Australia. When they get to a certain size, they've got no predators. Their only real predators when they're young are other fish that can eat them and birds of prey, like big hawks, eagles, and everything. They're living in big pools with unlimited amounts of food. They can get to really big sizes. And believe it or not, I've seen Mary River turtles in this river that have been the size of small sea turtles. I'm not even kidding. And when they do live in creek systems for prolonged periods of time, this moss just kind of grows on it and gives them a bit of extra camouflage, and it looks really cool as well. Such a beautiful species. Look, he's sticking his head out. Saying hi, buddy. You can go whenever you want. Just trying to squeeze past me. And there we go. Take a look at that. Go on, buddy. Wow. Look at you go, mate. All right, so it's day 2 out in the dam. We're back out here, so we're gonna go check the pots this morning. Hopefully we get a couple that we can cook up. I've set the pots just over the other side here, so it'll probably take me about 10 minutes to get over. And once we get over, check them and hopefully there's something in them. Oh no, there's only shrimp and little fish in there. Surely not. Second pot. Again. Oh, this is not looking good for Miller here. Final pot.
It's a pretty bulletproof plan if you ask me.
That is disappointing. Big kangaroo up here. I'm pretty sure that there's a koala up in this tree somewhere as well. I heard him from a mile away. Hear that sound right there? So I was just out on my kayak and I've spotted something just up in the tree above me here. I'm trying to be careful. I don't want to disturb the animal because these are one of my favorite creatures. See him just sitting up in the tree right there? That's a big male koala, I'm pretty sure. Now that right there is actually an endangered species here in Australia. He is going off at the moment, but if you want to learn more about them and how you can actually help this species, go over to the Brave Wilderness channel. I actually filmed a video over there, and since I'm an ambassador for the Queensland Koala Crusaders, we taught you a bit about them and how you can actually help this species. Yeah, I'm gonna let him be. He's actually so cool, just sitting up in that tree there. A mixture of the bushfires that have happened here in Australia, deforestation and urbanization. These guys are really under a serious threat at the moment, but I'm gonna leave this guy be. I don't want to disturb him too much longer. I'm gonna start heading back home and go to some cool creek systems. All right, take a look at what we just found down here. This right here is a big coastal carpet python. Look at this big fella. You can tell that he's just shed. He's got that really nice coloration. Got to be careful right now, don't want to take a bite. This one's probably about 2.5 to 3 meters in length. They can get a lot bigger. Recently, there was a story I heard about a very big python down at the dam that I was fishing at today. So the story that I heard was from Somerset Dam a couple years ago now. A couple people told me that they were driving one night down at Somerset, the road's just near it, and they saw what they thought was a massive log crossing the whole road. So they slowed down, and as they got closer to it, they realized this wasn't a log at all. This was a massive snake. Now, I'm not sure whether to believe this story, but if there was a snake out there living in Queensland that was that big, would be absolutely awesome, and I'd love to find it one day. I remember there was a story in the newspaper in the 1900s of a massive python about 5 meters long that was on record. And as urbanization and deforestation comes into play, a lot of these big snakes would get wiped out. But there is a couple of untouched places here in Australia where I reckon there could be absolutely monsters. But it's pretty cool seeing a big snake like this just cruising in a beautiful creek system here in southeast Queensland. Take a look at that. Just sticking his head up. That's pretty cool. Just absolutely loving this creek right here. It's not too cold today, so he doesn't mind it at all. Yeah, he does look pretty epic in the water. Oh, that could have easily been a bite then. Wow.
I don't think he wants to waste his energy on biting you.
Yeah. Such an impressive snake.
Careful, careful. Right on your neck.
Just on my neck right now. I'm pretty sure he just wants to get out of this cold water. So I'm gonna wait for him to swim over to the other side and then leave him on his way. So cool. Just sharing this awesome experience with this big coastal carpet python. I can tell he's gonna love getting out of the water here. Look at him just scaling that rock right now. All of the scales underneath this coastal carpet python, you can hear him hissing right now, are actually built for climbing trees, rocks, anything like this. And how this guy hunts is very interesting. So what he'll do is he'll actually sit there in ambush for hours sometimes, waiting for a possum or something to swim past, strike out, coil around it and suffocate the animal and then swallow it whole. And these guys actually have a hole inside their tongue that they'll stick out the side while they're constricting their meal so that they can breathe. It's pretty cool. Take a look at him up there. All right, so even though we couldn't catch those red claw crayfish, it was still pretty cool finding that big Mary River turtle and the awesome carpet python who's just climbed up there at the moment. But I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. Heading down to the Gold Coast this weekend, so expect a pretty cool video coming out next Friday. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Go follow us on Instagram if you like this kind of stuff. I really appreciate it, all the support and everything you guys have been giving lately. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys again in the next adventure.